Did you know that cooking can actually slow cognitive decline and dementia? Studies show that planning and preparing a meal engages memory, focus, movement, and even social connection, giving the brain a full workout. For many, the kitchen isn't just about food. It's therapy for the mind. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Stir the Coco. If you're new here, bienvenidos. That is welcome in Spanish. I am your host, Posh Teacher. Our show explores everything and anything that boosts your brain, your Coco. Before we begin, I would like to give an hola shout out to all the people at Mirepoix Cooking School. Thank you for letting Stir the Coco visit and see what a great place it is to stimulate our brain. Harvard Health explains that cognitive fitness is the ability to think, learn, and remember effectively dependent on a healthy and adaptable brain. By actively engaging in behaviors that support neuroplasticity, you can strengthen cognitive function and potentially reduce the risk of age-related decline. Dr. Sabah, director of Cleveland Clinic, Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health, says that cooking provides the nutrition our bodies crave and encourages social interaction, all of which are critical to preserving cognitive fitness. A 2017 study published by the National Library of Medicine found that a 12-week cooking program based on brain-activating rehabilitation can help reduce behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia and maintain executive function in elderly residents with dementia. Loneliness is a common challenge among our older adults. However, cooking classes create a warm and inviting environment to meet new people. The shared experience of preparing food fosters conversation and collaboration. These interactions may lead to lasting friendships and a renewed sense of belonging. Also, cooking is a creative outlet that adds excitement to daily life and brings a sense of fulfillment.
The kitchen is a gym for the brain. It stirs your Coco. Let's go to cooking school. Join me. We're here at Mirepoix Cooking School with Chef Jenna. Chef Jenna, thank you for inviting us and our date night today.
Absolutely, thanks for coming.
Chef Jenna, tell us about the experience and what happens here with amazing food.
Yeah, absolutely. So here at Mirepoix, we teach cooking classes of all types. Tonight is our date night in a French bistro. So we have steak Diane. We are making crepe Suzette with our orange Grand Marnier sauce. We're doing a crostini with some strawberry preserve. And we also have a nice frisee salad on the menu tonight. So you can come. That's just one menu that we have. You come. We host up to 30 people in this room. So we have a full house tonight. We have a bar that serves wine, beer, alcohol of all kinds as well. Tonight we have the French 75 is our specialty cocktail to go with our French menu. So you come here, you can learn, socialize, learn some things about cooking, and really get after it.
Just have fun, something different, and have a good time. And not screw it up. Yeah.
Use our senses, right? Cooking is a 5-sense experience.
Why did you choose to do a cooking class?
Oh, well, it was a gift from our son.
Son, Dr. Joshua, lives in New Hampshire, and he signed us up for about 10 different things.
And this was one of them.
This is our third class.
And how are you doing? Are you learning a lot?
Yeah, it's great. We're enjoying it.
It takes 2 of us to do it.
Well, I'm with my wife, and I thought that opportunity to learn great skills and gave it to one young lady. So,
Wonderful.
doing a love mix, pretty good.
I'm going to pour in my brandy. And I'm going to...
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stir the Coco. And we are here with Chef Jenna. Chef Jenna, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we are so excited to talk with you. Chef Jenna is a professional chef, and she is the director of Mirepoix Cooking School. Well, let's start. We first want to hear, how did you get started with your journey into the world of cooking?
Yeah, so I was like the pickiest eater growing up. I would not eat anything. I ate like plain buttered noodles, plain Cheerios, no milk, like just plain hamburger, plain cheese pizza, very, very limited. I was kind of afraid to try new things. I'm looking back, that's what I've kind of discovered about myself. So I was just afraid to try new things. I was afraid what the textures would be. I was afraid what the taste was like. So I was a really picky eater. I ended up going and getting my bachelor's in kinesiology at Michigan State, so I did not start in cooking. But when I was at college, the Food Network kind of had a big boom around then, and my friends and I would sit around and watch Food Network a lot, and I'd be like, then I started getting a little curious. You know, I'd be like, that looks kind of good, or that looks kind of good. So I started slowly trying things, and I had bacon for the first time in college. I had onion rings for the first time in college, like just little things like that. And then it started, I was like, oh, this isn't all bad, and this is actually quite good. So I started dabbling with making things for myself in college, living in my apartment there. I worked a corporate job for 7-8 years, and when that was tailing off for me, I was getting very overwhelmed, burning out, and I would meal prep for myself for work. So I'd bring my food to work every day, and I started having coworkers ask me to pay me to meal prep for them as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
I would.
So I started doing that for some coworkers, and I'd spend my weekends off doing that, and I just loved it so much more than I ever loved my corporate job. And I ended up quitting my job, going to culinary school, and then becoming a professional chef.
Okay, how exciting.
Yeah, so
it's how everything
journey.
evolved. Big journey. Yeah. And when you got to a culinary school, is it really intense? I mean, I've heard it's kind of like military school. Is that the truth?
Yes, I mean, they are very, so some history of culinary, especially modern culinary. There's a man, Auguste Escoffier, and he kind of led the movement for modern culinary, and he's the one who introduced the brigade system in kitchens, which he based off like French military. So that is why it is very militant in that way, because you have your head chef, you have your sous chef, and then everyone underneath them has their jobs, right? Everyone has their own role and responsibility. Everyone has to be perfectly clean. All those things that he adapted from the military to organize a kitchen in a much better and more effective way. So that has translated over the last century, really, and how we are now. So tough, yeah, I mean, culinary school is tough. It's hard hours. You know, you have classes that start at 5 in the morning. If you have a bake shop you have to bake the bread for the day, so you have to be there early, or breakfast class, you have to be there early. Some classes run till 9, 10 at night, so it's hard, but it's, for me, especially as an adult, I was an adult learner at that point, and I went to Schoolcraft College, and it was a very good mix.
Shout out to Schoolcraft, yeah.
Go Ocelots.
Yeah, there you go.
But I went to Schoolcraft for culinary, and it was a great mix of fresh out of high school, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and adult learners as well that are coming back to start a new career for themselves. So I loved it. I loved meeting the young kids, and I loved being with the adults as well, and forming that community and having building the bonds with them, as well as the chefs, the amazing chefs that they have there instructing.
Wow. So you loved going to school.
I've always loved school. I'm that person. I'm sorry, but I
need more of you in my high school class.
Yeah. I mean, especially when I will say, like, I did struggle in college because I didn't know what I wanted to do direction-wise. But when I know what I want to do and I'm engaged in classes,
then
I love school. Like, to me, it's so much fun to learn. Also, I love teaching. Teaching to me is learning. So,
well, let's talk about that, because you are the director of Mirepoix Cooking School. And actually, first of all, let's talk about, what does the title mean? Because I think it's really interesting. Yeah. So what does the name mean?
Mirepoix.
Yeah, Mirepoix.
Yes. I'm the head chef at Mirepoix.
Okay.
So Mirepoix means it's the foundation for all French sauces, really. So it's onions, celery, and carrots. And that's just the base for all great cooking, I think. Different regions have different mirepoix as well. So if you're looking at Asian cuisine, you'll have green onion and ginger, garlic maybe, and that's more part of your mirepoix. If you go down south, you might have some green bell pepper. If you're going Latin, a sofrito. So you can kind of mix and match those ingredients, but that really is the foundation for all cooking. So for mirepoix, that's the meaning of that, and for our school as well. It's the basis, it's the foundation of learning how to cook.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So do you think cooking should have more importance in today's world, in today's society? Should we place more importance on being in the kitchen?
Yeah, and I think cooking for the past, however many years has been stigmatized as well as, being a gendered thing. Women should be at home cooking, all of that. But I don't think cooking should be a burden. I think everyone should learn how to cook for themselves, men, women, non-binary people, whomever, learn how to cook for themselves, because to me, it's just an empowering skill that I have learned for myself. Right? I know that I can go to a grocery store, I can see the ingredients, I can go home, I can make a nice meal, nourish my own body, and keep myself healthy in that way. So I think it's very important that people learn how to cook for themselves, and beyond just like the implications of what that means. It's just we want to live, I think, a healthy lifestyle, long-term, longevity, keep our independence. I think cooking breeds independence.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I think like I was saying, being able to have your own meal and make your own meal for yourself. To me, that's like a huge life skill. And I think it also adds confidence to other life skills, and learning to cook. If you can learn to cook, you can learn to do anything else too. You can, if you want to, you can learn to fix your faucet. You can learn a skill. If you can learn one skill, you can learn another. So I just think it's confidence, and it brings us, having a nice lifestyle for ourselves.
Well, and so when you mention skills, what kind of skills does someone learn in the kitchen that are good for their cognitive well-being or any other executive function?
Oh yeah, so many skills. I mean, if you think about cooking in general, there's math skills involved right out the gate. You have to measure things. You have to, if you're doubling a recipe, take what's half a cup doubled.
I know. I always struggle with that. I'll just do whatever. Double.
Right, but those are just little math skills that you're using. There's good memory and recognition that you're doing if you're repeating recipes and you're doing it. It's also very good to be able to read a recipe and follow step by step, and using your brain in that way, like those cognitive functions of being able to read a recipe, follow a recipe, pay attention, focus on what you're doing. And I think that really can expand our brains in a lot of great ways.
You know what? And also, we got to visit you in action in your class,
so much fun.
And we'll be linking a video, so everyone can see how great it was. But there was a lot of social interaction.
So much.
Tell me about taking a cooking class. Is that something you recommend for people's mental well-being?
Yes.
Tell me about that. What do you see?
Especially on the social end, because at Mirepoix, when you come to one of our classes, if it's a full class, that means there's 30 people in class.
Wow.
We divide you up into teams of 6. So if you're by yourself or you're with others, if you come by yourself, you'll be placed in a group with people that you don't know, and you'll be able to interact. And I think cooking, lends fantastically to social interaction. Just eating with other people is a great social tool for people to connect. I'm sure I hear most people's biggest memories are around food. Really, when we think about the holidays with our family, it's all around food, and food really brings people together. So you come by yourself or with someone else or with multiple people to a class, you'll be placed at a table, up to 6 people, and you're engaging constantly. You're dividing up tasks between who's going to do what, who's going to measure, who's going to stir in the pot, who's going to make the pasta, who's going to do this dish, whatever. So there's a lot of social interaction. And I think it's all positive social interaction because it's really fun. We're there to help, so it's not super stressful. And we answer all your questions. And if we don't know, we look it up with you too, if it's something we don't know, right? So it's just a pure learning experience, and you can really be social. And then you sit down together at the end with the meal that you just made, and you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor right then and there.
That is rewarding.
Yes.
And it was, I really enjoyed talking to a lot of your students. And actually, from your perspective as a teacher, what feedback have you gotten from your students? Some personal feedback.
Yeah, I say, actually, this is really interesting you asked that. The other day, we had a private event, and we do a lot of private events as well. So companies or private parties will come in. And for this one specifically, we split them up into 2 teams, and they compete against each other.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. And I had a woman who was a little bit older, and she came up to me, and she was like, I don't cook. I don't know how to cook. I've never cooked. And I was like, I know how to cook. We'll be all right. I was like, we'll be fine. I'm here. I'll walk you through everything. So she was on my team. And we, literally, if it's holding your hand, literally, right? If my hand is on your hand as we're chopping something, if my hand is on yours as we're stirring, we're doing it together. Or I'm just standing there and telling you what to do. After class, she came up to me and she said, being a woman of her age and her generation, she's always been really insecure that she can't cook.
Wow.
Which makes sense.
Pressure.
It makes sense, and so she was so grateful just to learn a few little skills, and that she told me, she goes, you made it so easy. I was intimidated coming in. Now I'm not intimidated anymore.
Oh my gosh.
And so for me, that's really rewarding too. Like, that's what I want. I want people to, if they have no concept of how to cook, just gain a little bit of confidence in front of the stove, at least to do something for yourself, to be able to cook for yourself and nourish yourself and knock off some of that insecurities, because cooking, like I said, like anything else, is a learned skill.
Yes,
so,
it is. And you're right, sometimes you need someone to hold your hand a little bit and then, take off.
Absolutely,
Oh my gosh, that is a rewarding story.
Absolutely,
I'm sure you felt happy.
I did. I love, honestly, I love all feedback, positive and negative, because it just helps me grow.
Absolutely.
So positive feedback's great.
Yeah, that's
But negative too, I try and take it as much as I can and move on and help for the next class and the next experience. So
that's wonderful. I like your attitude about feedback. So tell me, what is one cooking challenge that someone could do in the fall for their taste buds, to engage their palate, but also for their mind? So what is a fun fall?
I think like a great challenge for fall, if we think about fall foods, we have a lot of gourds, right? So squash and pumpkin. Maybe you're used to eating butternut squash, and that's very popular. Maybe try an acorn squash. Like, challenge yourself to maybe take a dish that you're used to making and just mix it up. Just use a different little ingredient that you wouldn't have and see how that goes, right? So you're going to take, if you usually use butternut squash, maybe try acorn squash, maybe try delicata squash, maybe go crazy and try pumpkin. But they're all in the same family, so you can really take those types of foods and cook them very similarly in a way that maybe you already know, but make a brand new dish in something that you've never made before. Look in your pantry, see what you have in your pantry. I
don't know how long some of those things are.
Check the expiration dates first. But really, to me, I love doing that. I love taking, challenging myself in that way too. I'll go to the supermarket and go, I've never worked with that ingredient before, but I know it's similar to other ingredients I have, and then challenge myself to really form a dish around that instead, and so I can try new things myself and see how they work and cook. So
side note though, like for example, I've bought like a squash, a butternut squash. It looks beautiful, like as a decoration, but it scares me to like, how do I cut this?
I know.
So any recommendations of fear of how to go about something to prepare?
I'd say now, especially now, Google is our friend. Like, do not be afraid. I do it all the time. Sometimes if I'm teaching something that I'm not as familiar with. We have a wide menu at Mirepoix. So we have classes, we have Asian classes that run the gamut: Japanese, Indian, Korean. And there might be things that I'm not necessarily familiar with on those menus. And maybe I've only cooked them once or twice in my life, in my career. I'll go on Google before class and brush up
really-
and make sure that I know what I'm talking. I want to present that information in the most educated way possible. It's the same
Absolutely.
thing, and I still do it. Like I'm like, oh, what's the best way to cut a peach? What's the best way to
Yes.
cut a mango? And I'll just type it into Google, and there'll be 4 or 5 suggestions,
And just get the right tool.
Absolutely, just have the right tools. So I don't want anyone to be afraid of any food object. The information is out there. I
Okay,
promise.
so no fear
No
then.
fear. Like,
Okay.
just go for it. Look it
So-
up. Watch a couple YouTube videos if you have to.
Perfect.
You know,
or we'll go to your cooking
Yes,
class.
come to
I'll
my
show up
cooking
with my
class.
acorn squash.
Bring your squash to class.
Please help.
Please help, and I will show you how
Well,
to cut it.
speaking of food, I mean, I
Yes.
can't resist what's like right next to
I
us over
know.
here. So please tell us what this scrumptious word. And actually, Chef Jenna has a big vocabulary, and she's going to tell us how she got that amazing vocabulary. But for now, tell us what this is.
So this is a linguine with mushroom ragu. This is from our brand new menu that we have for class coming up.
Oh.
I know, this is great. So
Tell us.
we have on the menu, we have this linguine with mushroom ragu. We also have chicken braciole, which is a stuffed and rolled chicken that is then cooked in a very nice, similar to like a marinara sauce that we cook it in. So we show you how to pound them really thin. We show you how to stuff them, roll them up, tie them up, show you how to make the sauce, all of that.
Okay, I want to learn that.
Yes. And then this pasta, and then we also do bananas Foster in that class, which is super fun because we get a little flambe moment.
We got that at your class when we went. It was
Yes.
so fun.
So fun. So we also like to light things on fire. So this is from that class. I wanted to bring to show that's part of our upcoming. It's a brand new menu we have. So
Oh my gosh!
this was
check
made,
this out.
and yeah, it's so good. It's
Yes,
delicious.
I can tell you. Well, before we go into our apples, speaking of, we could describe this in many words, big words, but this is a bonus little question because I was talking to Chef Jenna, and you've been doing crosswords for how long, and how did you start? Amazing story.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Oh yeah, I love crossword puzzles. So I do the New York Times puzzle every day. I'm probably on a 200-something day completion streak at this point.
Incredible. Tell us.
But it's been years, probably maybe 5-6 years that I started doing the crossword puzzle religiously, so every single day. But growing up, when I was very little, my bubby loved doing the crossword puzzles and doing all the word puzzles. So I'd sit on her lap, she'd pull out the paper, and we would just go through, and she'd do the puzzle, and I'd help her with the jumble, which is like a word scramble, and all the other little puzzles that were in the paper. And then, so when I'd spend time with her every morning, that's what we do every morning. And then my grandfather on my other side was a huge boggle player. Which, if you don't know boggle, it's a word game, and you have to find words. And
I had the
yeah,
little
this one
toy
you
one
shake.
shake.
Yeah. And I would play with, starting at age 3 probably, with him and his friends. I mean, I'd do like 2-letter words.
Still, you're already
Yeah, but
processing
really
stuff.
getting the
Yes.
brain going. And between the boggle and the crossword puzzles, just my whole life, I've loved words. I read a lot too, which helps with the vocabulary, of course. But I love words. They just make sense in my mind. You know, I think, reading, and some people don't necessarily make sense, which is obviously totally
No,
fine.
but
it
yours
is
do.
for me, that's what like clicks for me. So doing the puzzles, I do the New York Times, like the Wordle and the strands and but the New York Times puzzle is my favorite.
Incredible.
I
And I
make
was
sure I do
telling
it every day. So.
Unlike Chef Jenna, your brain is 10 years younger because there's a study came out that people that do crosswords, 10 years
good.
younger. So.
And same thing, crossword puzzles, it's a learned skill like anything else, like just like cooking. So when I started doing them, I could barely complete a Monday puzzle. If you don't know a crossword puzzle, they get harder. The New York Times one gets harder every day.
You were telling us.
So Monday's the easiest, and by Saturday it's the hardest, and Sunday's its own thing. But I couldn't barely complete the Monday puzzles when I first started, and so I would practice. I'd practice doing the puzzles. I'd go back. The New York Times has an archive of all their puzzles, like way back through the 90s. So I'd go back and I'd do old puzzles, and you just learn like anything else. So it's just a learned skill that you get better at as you as you go along.
So no fear, learn skill at any age.
At any age, anytime, anything's there to be learned.
I love that.
It doesn't have to be cooking. Come make it be cooking at
Yeah.
Mirepoix.
Well, you can do a crossword while your stuff is in the oven.
But anything, I think just keeping fresh mind, and I'm a lifelong learner. I love learning. It's my favorite thing about teaching.
Oh, don't
so.
stop, Jenna. Actually, well, we'll teach you a Spanish word because we're going to bring out la manzana, which is our apple. You can't eat this one or you can't cook this one, sorry.
La manzana.
La manzana. But there's a word in here, so we're going to ask you, this is the question we have for you, Chef Jenna. What is the funniest kitchen mistake that actually turned delicious?
Oh my God. Oh my God, there's just so many kitchen mistakes.
Oh no.
No.
But those are good, right?
No, I was saying, like, when you come to a class, right, like mistakes are going to happen because that's what happens in a kitchen. When I cook at home by myself, mistakes happen all the time. I'm not perfect. I'm a professional, but that doesn't mean that everything I make is going to be perfect and amazing. Like, we all make mistakes. So that's one of the things I love most about teaching is that I get to learn. So when I have a class full of 30 people, that's 30 mistakes to be had. And then I have to learn how to fix them all for you.
That's
so,
fun. Yes.
I mean, just the other day, I will say we kind of piloted this menu, and in the recipe for the chicken, there's breadcrumbs that go inside. And I had multiple groups forget to put the breadcrumbs inside the chicken. So I'm saying, like, okay, what can we do? How can we make this better? And I was just like, okay, let's take those breadcrumbs, let's toast them with a little butter, olive oil, and then we'll put it on top, right? So we still get that great breadcrumb flavor.
I love
and
that.
then just not in the roulade, but on top of the roulade, and it adds a really nice texture and crunch. So we just constantly have to be thinking and learning and all of that. So
it turned out then your word would be delicious, delicioso.
Delicioso.
Oh, muy bien, Chef Jenna, bravo. Good.
Gracias.
So, de nada. Vamos a hablar español. Well, thank you for being on the show, Chef Jenna.
Thank you for having me.
We wouldn't mind you coming back. You are just filled with knowledge.
Yes, and come visit us at Mirepoix, of course.
Yes, please, everyone.
Please come take a class. We have amazing staff. All of our chefs are super knowledgeable, very friendly. We make it very easy to walk in and learn, even if you're super intimidated.
Everyone's so friendly.
It's a great place to be. Honestly, I love it there. It's one of my favorite places.
It's beautiful.
So
I loved it.
It's a beautiful kitchen.
It is a beautiful kitchen.
Everyone's so nice and full of knowledge. So we'd love to have everyone in.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And we will link all that information in the show notes, and so you can go check it out. And also follow us at Posh Teacher One and on our YouTube platforms, which is Stir the Coco and BCTV. And subscribe, like, and share this with a friend.
Absolutely.
And and don't forget to stir your coco. All right, bye-bye.